Welcome to Monaco, a tiny sovereign state on the Mediterranean coast, home to the rich and famous and most prestigious race in the world, the Monaco Grand Prix. The beginnings. This adrenaline-fueled spectacle has been around for almost a century, first brought to life by the visionary Anthony Noguet back in 1929. Back then, Noguet was the president of the Automobile Club de Monaco, ACM, and was passionate about improving motor racing in the area. His initial attempt, the Rally Automobile Monte Carlo, was a hit locally, but he had bigger dreams. He wanted to take it to the international stage, but unfortunately, the international governing body refused to allow it due to the lack of motorsport competitions held in Monaco. But Noguet wasn't one to give up easily. He came up with a genius plan to build a Grand Prix within Monte Carlo, which was enthusiastically approved by Prince Louis II and legendary Grand Prix driver Louis Chiron. According to Chiron, the unique layout of Monaco was perfect for constructing a racetrack, and so the Monaco Grand Prix was born. Fast forward to today, and it's still one of the most prestigious and eagerly anticipated events on the racing calendar. Get ready to feel the roar of engines and witness heart-stopping action on the tight and winding streets of Monte Carlo. The first race. Before we rewind the clock back to April 14th, 1929, I challenge you to activate the subscribe button. Witness history being made at the very first Monaco Grand Prix. The sun was shining, the engines were revving, and the air was thick with excitement. The race was invitation only, with a lineup of talented drivers ready to battle it out for glory. And emerge victorious he did. The daring and skilled William Grover Williams took the checkered flag and etched his name in the history books. Over time, this thrilling event became just as important and dominant as other top races across Europe. And so, the International Grand Prix was born, with Monaco sharing the spotlight in 1933 alongside other prestigious events in France, Belgium and Spain. That same year, the race also introduced a new starting position method based on practice run results. This method is still used today, making it one of the longest-standing traditions in the sport. Safety concerns. But in the early 70s, things got even more turbulent. Safety concerns led to the cancellation of a few races, and it was clear that something needed to be done to make the track safer for drivers. Enter barriers. In 1960, these life-saving structures were introduced and placed at various points along the track. As safety conditions continued to improve, organizers wanted to increase the number of permitted vehicles on the track. Prost and Senna. The 1984 to 1993 period of the Monaco Grand Prix was filled with some of the most competitive racing the world had ever seen. Two of the greatest drivers of all time, Alain Prost and Ayrton Senna, dominated this era, and their intense rivalry captivated audiences worldwide. Prost won his first Monaco in 1984, which was delayed by 45 minutes due to heavy rain. It was a close call as Senna was catching up to him, but the race ended prematurely. In 1985, Prost won again while Senna had to retire early due to engine failure caused by over-revving. Senna started to dominate the tracks in 1987 and 1988, but it was the period from 1989 to 1993 that saw some of the most dramatic and controversial moments. Their intense battles were often marred by collisions, protests, and even punches. But in the end, it was Senna who emerged as the most successful driver at Monaco, with a record 6 victories to his name. Sadly, Senna's career came to a tragic end in 1994 when he died in a crash during the Imola race. The same year, another driver, Ronald Ratzenberger, also lost his life during the qualifications. It was a devastating blow to the racing world, and Schumacher won the Monaco Grand Prix that year. Despite the tragedy, the rivalry between Prost and Senna and their fierce battles on the track remain some of the most iconic moments in the history of the Monaco Grand Prix. Conclusion. The Monaco Grand Prix is more than just a race, it's a legend in the world of motorsports. This event has earned its place among the most prestigious competitions worldwide, alongside other notable races like the Indianapolis 500 and 24 Hours of Le Mans. The history of Formula One is inseparable from that of the iconic track in Monaco, and mentioning one without the other is almost impossible. However, F1 is more than just a sport, it's about the people involved. Drivers, teams and fans come together, united by their passion for racing, creating an electric atmosphere that's hard to replicate anywhere else. If you're an F1 fan, attending this race is a must. There's no feeling quite like being there, experiencing the rush of adrenaline as the cars fly by, as the excitement of the crowd builds. So don't miss your chance to witness this incredible event for yourself. Trust us, it's an experience you won't forget.